Getting your mail should only take a minute, but for Adriana, it takes more than an hour. The pensioner's living in a world of pain, waiting and waiting for elective surgery. And it's not just our elderly, it's all ages suffering for far too long.
Elective surgery may not be life-threatening.
People shouldn't have to suffer like this. It's cruel.
But it's certainly life-ruining.
It's affecting him mentally and he's depressed.
Waiting years and years is almost inhumane.
Elective surgery ceased during the worst of the pandemic. Now it's back on, but there's an awful backlog. 83-year-old pensioner Adriana Leisterberg is heading to her bedroom in her home at Merrylands in Sydney's west. It takes her just under 2 minutes to walk the 8 painful metres. And for all that effort, she doesn't get a rest.
I have to sit up in bed to sleep. I can't lay down. I lay down, I get the muscle spasms every 30 seconds.
Adriana urgently requires a hip replacement, and so far she has been waiting.
3 years already.
And then this week doctors told her
August.
another 6 months.
I said to him, there'll be nothing left of my hip.
She knows the reasons why,
During COVID, they didn't do any hips.
but that's small comfort for the long days and nights she spends alone in pain.
There are days it's so bad, I can't get up, I have to stay in bed. I could be in bed for 4 days.
Most days the bad hip is far more stressful than her other medical condition.
Oh, I've got leukemia. CML. But that's even at the moment. That's my chemo tablets there. I have to take them every day.
The cancer has been stagnant for a few years now, but that, along with the hip, is getting a bit much.
It just gets a little bit on top of you sometimes. Just, you
Adriana lives alone in an old rented house that is completely unsuitable to her condition. But she has to get out of that chair for necessities and her sanity.
That's when it cracks.
Oh, and you do this twice a week to get out for food?
Oh, yeah. I try to go and look at the mail twice a week at least.
She hasn't been able to get public housing.
Good morning.
Good morning, good morning.
How are you?
Fine.
You good?
Good.
Yeah.
Good, yes.
The old house is divided up into 3 flats.
Jeez. When I get back, I go and look at the mail and then I sit here for an hour.
After 10 minutes spent getting to that mailbox, the old age pensioner who can't afford private health cover takes that well-earned rest before heading back.
Now I have to stand on my bed leg to get this one up.
The whole painful experience takes nearly an hour and a half just to get the mail. It wasn't always like this for him.
I could do everything, I could get around.
But for the last 4 years, Ib Holmback has been idle.
I'm just sitting on a chair, or just sitting and watching Netflix.
While he waits.
I need a complete replacement of my left knee.
To wait longer than 4 years is absolutely disgusting.
His stepdaughter, Karen Kennedy, has been fighting a health system that gave more bad news last week.
Now, to get a phone call from the hospital to say you'll have to wait longer and it could be up to 2 years that you're going to wait.
That could be a 6-year wait, and there's still no guarantee.
We've reached a situation where there are just so many hundreds of thousands of Australians waiting for surgery.
AMA President Professor Steve Robson says the system was already stretched to breaking point before COVID hit, and the system just doesn't take into account the deterioration of patients as the years of waiting drags on.
There's no real mechanism to investigate how patients are doing while they're waiting for surgery, if they're getting worse or exactly what's happening to them, and that's a big problem.
He's just given up. He doesn't want to get up in the morning.
This has to be a high priority for state, territory and Commonwealth health ministers.
But until the pollies start to talk and take action, people like Ib and Adriana will have to suffer, hoping for that day when things will be better.
Some days I think, "Oh, I can't take any more of this," and I'll be sitting there and I'll be looking at Mum up there and say, "Help me."
Oh dear, poor Adriana, and it is cruel to leave people in that much pain.